He walked into the courtroom with a smirk, calm, cocky, like nothing could touch him. To him, silence was loyalty. The gang code was everything. No talking, no snitching, no breaking. He really thought that would save him. Even as the evidence stacked up, prosecutors called him heartless. They wanted the ultimate punishment, death. But even then, he showed no fear, no emotion, just that same blank stare, even as his own friends pointed him out as the shooter. He sat there, stone-faced, holding strong to that code. But when the verdict came down, everything changed. The courtroom went silent, and that smirk disappeared. Because in that moment, he realized something he never thought he would. Loyalty couldn't save him. This is the story of Kyle Williams, who believed the streets had his back, until the judge proved him wrong. In December 2011, Officer Arnulfo Crispin was fatally shot during a routine stop in Lakeland, Florida. Williams, along with 4 others, was present that night. The events that unfolded would lead to a trial that captivated the community and a verdict that left an indelible mark. On that fateful night, Officer Crispin stopped a group of young men in a Lakeland park. As he conducted a pat-down search, a gunshot rang out. Officer Crispin was struck in the head and collapsed. Witnesses reported seeing Williams running from the scene with a firearm in hand. The chaos that ensued was a tragic end to a life dedicated to serving and protecting. In the aftermath, law enforcement quickly apprehended the individuals involved. Williams was arrested and charged in connection with the fatal incident. The evidence against him was compelling, including witness testimonies and forensic analysis. Yet Williams maintained his silence, invoking the gang code that demanded loyalty and secrecy. During questioning, Williams refused to speak. Detectives pressed him, but he remained unyielding, offering no insight into the events of that night.
You shot a cop.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
You did.
I didn't. You're not hearing me. I didn't.
Oh, I'm hearing you. You're lying. I know a liar when I'm looking at one, and I'm looking at one.
But just because I ain't crying and doing
I don't give a whether you cry or not.
I ain't no liar. You can ask anybody that. Kyle don't lie.
Kyle does lie.
Kyle doesn't lie.
What he doesn't do is tell the truth, because I don't think you know how.
His refusal to cooperate painted a picture of a young man entrenched in a world where loyalty was paramount, even at the cost of justice. His silence was a testament to his commitment to the code, but it also raised questions about his involvement. As the trial commenced, Williams sat quietly in the courtroom. Without showing any emotion, he chose not to testify, allowing the prosecution and defense to present their cases.
That's when Kyle raised up with that handgun and without warning fired a shot directly at Officer Crispin. That's the shot that struck him.
The evidence will show that several of them, when first questioned, denied being there at all.
His demeanor was calm, almost detached, as if he were an observer rather than a participant. The jury listened intently, weighing the evidence and testimonies, while Williams remained a silent figure at the center of it all. Throughout the proceedings, Williams adhered to the gang code of silence. He refused to implicate anyone, including himself. His loyalty to this code was strong, even as the evidence mounted against him. This steadfastness was both his shield and his downfall, a young man caught between the code of the streets and the reality of the courtroom. As the trial progressed, the narrative began to shift. He realized that friends who should have stood by him actually turned on him. Many testified, placing Williams at the scene and identifying him as the shooter. The very individuals he had trusted now painted a picture that contradicted his silence. He was holding firm to the code. They weren't. This betrayal added layers of complexity to an already tragic situation. After deliberating for over 15 hours, the jury found Williams guilty of first-degree homicide.
In this case, the defendant is guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment. We, the jury, find as follows: during the commission of this crime, the defendant discharged a firearm and in so doing caused great bodily harm or death to Arnulfo Crispin. During the commission of this crime, the defendant discharged a firearm. During the commission of this crime, the defendant actually possessed a firearm. Arnulfo Crispin was a law enforcement officer engaged in the performance of a legal duty.
The weight of the decision was obvious in the courtroom. Williams, who had been composed and silent, broke down in tears. The reality of his situation, his life forever altered by a single night and his adherence to a code, became undeniable. His emotional collapse was a deep moment, illustrating the profound impact of his choices. Prosecutors had sought the death penalty, but the jury recommended life in prison without the possibility of parole.
We, the jury, advise and recommend to the court that it impose a sentence of life imprisonment upon Kyle Devonta Williams.
The jury's decision to recommend life in prison instead of the death penalty was a testament to their deliberation and discernment. They considered the evidence, the testimonies, and the circumstances surrounding the crime. Their choice reflected a belief in redemption and the possibility of change, even for someone who had taken a life. Judge Donald Jacobson accepted the recommendation, and Williams was sentenced accordingly. His initial refusal to speak, once seen as strength, was now viewed as a tragic misstep. The gang code that had dictated his actions led him to a place where silence no longer served him. Regret and reflection became his companions as he grappled with the consequences of his loyalty. Loyalty he had for the streets, but the streets had none for him. His story is one of tragedy, consequence, and the harsh realities of the streets. His loyalty to a code led him down a path that forever altered his life and the lives of others. The courtroom breakdown was not just a moment of weakness, but a reflection of the profound impact of his choices. In the end, it's a reminder that silence, when rooted in misplaced loyalty, can lead to irreversible consequences. Do you think Kyle's loyalty to the gang code made him honorable or foolish? Comment your thoughts below. And if you want to see more courtroom moments that'll leave you speechless, hit that subscribe button and watch the next video on your screen. Thanks for watching.
Why do you believe your son is innocent?
Because of how he was raised, on who to deal with, how he was raised and to get involved with, to look to higher standards than to be into that.
My son is innocent. I know that he's innocent. I know my son is being falsely accused.
It's disturbing to us that somebody can sit there and say that they're innocent and say that they have nothing to do with that when everything says you were there.